just going to be going down the ballot and responding to some of the 2AC's arguments. Now, first off, I want to start off with that topicality point. Now, they believe that they are inside the resolution, so they are not extra topical, but we believe that they are outside the resolution. They are extra topical. But, and so they decided to give us a few definitions and even some more definitions saying that they were, definitions for agriculture, saying that they were in the resolution. Now, you can label my point as definitions don't link. Definitions don't link. Now, even one of them here said the production of crops, livestock, or poultry. Now, they are dealing with lands here, not necessarily, it's not a direct link to livestock. They're not growing any crops here. They're not growing any food. They're not really dealing with livestock except for the cattle are eating the grass, but they're not specifically dealing with that. No matter what, cattle will still be eating grass. And they're not dealing with the poultry. And so, Judge, this is just saying here, that's just one of their definitions that they thought totally supported their case, but it doesn't, because they are not topical. They are extra topical. And my second point is grazing. Grazing is food for cattle. Grazing is food for cattle. Now, they were talking about how grazing is food. How grazing is food. Yes, it's food for the cattle, but it's not food for us. And I believe that in this resolution, it's talking about how we should have. It's talking about for us as humans, the food for us. So they are extra topical. Now, I would like to go on to that first solvency point and how we were talking about the auctions and everything. So my first point is small farms hurt. Small farms hurt. All the small farms that will not have enough money will be hurt by this auction because of all the big farms that will have that money to actually buy these acres. Then all the small farms can go out of business, and that will be very bad for just our environment and just everything, because if we don't have small farms, they are producing something. There are farms for a reason. Even though they might be small, they are big. So, and then I would like to go down to my second point as farms hurt. Farms hurt. No matter what, farms are being hurt because the farmers are spending more money on these auctions because for what they already pay, they are spending more money. And then my third point is no funding. No funding. Now, these farmers won't be getting any funding from them. For their plan, they had no funding. So, so the impact of this is farmers hurt. Farmers hurt again. They're having to spend more money just so that they can get private grazing rights when they've already have places where they can have their cattle graze. Now, I'd like to go into that second solvency point / the harm. Now, they were talking about with all the fees and everything, but my first point is overgrazing, not bad. Overgrazing, not bad. Now, I would like to bring up a piece of evidence, which is from the Scientific American in 2013. It is Savory decided to mimic the great herds of old, which have died out in many regions or persist in fair reduced numbers, with managed tragic herds of grazing vegetarians. The sheep and cattle picked for the project, if managed properly, would theoretically bring nature back to its normal cycle. Is similar regions where rains for part of the year are followed by long dry spells. Savory said his experiments have worked. He thinks the same approach can be taken in the 2/3 of the planet that is rapidly desertifying, including parts of America's Southwest. He added that putting the same idea into motion in just half the world's troubled grasslands would result in bringing the planet back to pre-industrial levels of greenhouse gas emissions. I can think of nothing that offers more hope for your planet, he said. Now, in some of that was just talking about how more cattle grazing would improve the American Southwest environment and prevent desertification. And so this is just saying that overgrazing can actually help us. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. And so this which leads me to my second point as cheaper for the farms. Yet this sort of goes with my first solvency point and how it would be cheaper if we leave this as we are. It's cheaper for the farms, plus it is helping our environment. So it's helping our environment. So it is good for us. And so so since overgrazing isn't necessarily bad for us, we can see that it will actually be helping our farms by not spending money, and also it will be helping the environment if we keep it the way it is in the status quo. And for all these reasons, I strongly urge negative ballot because we believe that the affirmative team is not topical and they are not solving everything. Thank you.